hello, hello, welcome in. Why are people messaging me as soon as I start stream? Hold on. Okay. It's fine. LJ, hello, welcome in. Hello, Action. Hello, Sun. Action redeemed their stamp and said ate at a pho restaurant. Ooh, yum. Floppy says, my friend said he would sell me his Kindle Oasis. Yay. I don't know what it is about like getting things secondhand where like you don't pay the full price and also at the same time you're still getting something that's like functioning and working, you know? Like I absolutely love that. Hello, Sun. I had a bunch of hard cider and got happily drunk. That is incredible. Wow, bragging about how popular she is, constantly getting messages. Okay, I mean, it's true. It's funny because the other week, I think it was like someone in VTSO, we were talking about something and I was talking about how, yeah, I talk to like so many people a day. It's just because I always constantly need to be stimulated, you know, in my life. And they were like, Princess, how many people do you like message a day? What the heck? And I was like, oh, I don't know, like a couple. And then I looked at it and I took a screenshot of my Discord, and that specific day, I don't know, maybe I was like on some kind of like loneliness feeling vulnerable or something, because like it was 2 full like screens before I got to like the last person I messaged was like more than 24 hours. So you know, that on the Discord phone, that is about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So when I took a screenshot, I was like, oh yeah, it's basically like this. It's like 2 pages of this before, you know, the last person I contacted was like 24 hours ago. And they were like, Princess, what do you mean you talk to that many people a day? And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I just like shoot messages to people and then I'm like, you know, hi, I miss you. I love you. Cause you know, we should tell our friends that we love them for no reason. I don't know. I just want people to know that I'm grateful for them in my life, and sometimes I have funny things that I see on Twitter or on Blue Sky that remind me of them, and so you know that thing, oh god, what was it called? I sent it to Ever a long time ago where like penguins will find like little rocks and pebbles and will share it with like their loved one. And that's like me. When I find like a post that reminds me of my friend, I'll just like pebble them throughout the day. Like, like, let me drop this little pebble into your chat because it reminded me of you. And this is my small way of saying that I love you. Eclipsed says, my mother flipped off someone holding a Trump sign on a street corner. Good for her. Hopefully, if you are an American, you have either gone out to vote today or sent out your ballot. Obviously, every presidential election, every election is very important. But this year, especially, if you're able to vote, please go vote. And if you don't want to vote for the president, you should still at least try to vote in your local elections. Because that will have a bigger impact on your life, probably, than, you know, at the federal level. Couch, Snugs, and Tacos. Hi, hello, Cernan, welcome in. Ooh, what kind of tacos? I probably average about half a dozen a day. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just constantly need to be talking to people. Yes, hello, Hermes. Can I help you, baby? I already gave you dinner. What do you want? What would you like? Would you like me to massage your mouth? Massage your little mouthpiece? I do the same, randomly reminding my friends that I love them. Although I try to space it out a little bit more than you do. What is happiness? Happiness is, you know, that little warm feeling that you get in your heart when you see something cute or something that, you know, touches your heart. I don't know. Hi, MT, welcome in. Chicken bulgogi tacos. Ooh, Korean Mexican fusion. We love that. The feral level, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would never describe myself as feral. I have no friends and have lost control of my life. No, Duo, of course you have friends. What are you talking about? Tengri, welcome in. Stamp, also certain getting home and giving me snuggles. Oh, that's very adorable. I'm so happy for you too. No happiness, only void. Mouth massage. A mouth massage. That just sounds like kissing with extra steps. Found 2 new online friends and they were really nice to me. That's awesome, Yoshimori. That's incredible. I am very pleased. Yesterday we got our new PB and it got very like it got verified pretty quickly yesterday. The mods for the leaderboard verified me, and so now officially, ooh, I should change my profile because I'm now officially top 90. So I'm gonna where do I go do that? Stream? Channel? Top 90 Jump King speedrunner. Top 90 globally. Jump King speedrunner. Floppy having trouble chatting. Oh no. What did Floppy say? Or how do you know Floppy is having trouble chatting? What's happening? Okay, thank you. Can you, thank you, Chrono. Are you able to handle that right now? Because I don't know what's going on. Okay, sorry. Chrono, you deal with that. I actually can't stick around because I'm dealing with a new and exciting migraine. Oh no, I'm sorry. I do hope that you get better, LJ. I apologize that you're having to deal with brain issues today. Drink lots of water, you know, turn off all the lights if you can, and have as little, you know, excitable stimulation as possible. It's okay, it just feels like my eyeball is gonna explode. Yeah, that's not a fun feeling. I do hope that it gets better. Hopefully it's just, you know, for a couple of hours until you can, I don't know, maybe if the pain meds kick in. I usually have not had an issue when I take ibuprofen. There have been a few times when, like, ibuprofen just did not work for me, and I would go to bed. Like, there's no other solution to that other than, like, to go to sleep. Okay. Alright, guys, I think I just double-checked. Floppy is having issues with chat because they mentioned maybe the word voting. So, I'm sorry, I did not know. Maybe there's some kind of, like, filter because of the big election today. So, if you don't want to get bonked by Twitch, it's not me, it's not my channel, I promise. If you don't want to get bonked by Twitch, please don't put in that word into chat. Could you, oh god, what's going on? Could someone walk Floppy through perhaps clearing their cache? And can someone help Floppy clear their cache, their browser cache? Maybe it just cached a weird, I don't know. I do want Floppy here if they want to, you know, participate in the Great Ace Attorney. I don't want them to be banned. I can see the headbands. I'm sorry, Floppy. I'm sorry. Haikyuu movie, so good. Oh, me and Ever watched the Haikyuu movie last Sunday. We were watching it with our friend Ellie, because Miku was gone for like some friend thing, and we didn't know what to watch without Miku, so we watched Haikyuu movie. Am I back? Yes, you're back. I'm sorry, Floppy. Okay, no one type in the word voting, because apparently it's banned. And please, I want you here, if you know. Yeah, okay, that was so weird. You saw the other 4 seasons? I did not, no. I did not. Did ever make you do it? No. I mean, yeah, for Haikyuu movie, absolutely, yeah. Chrono, thank you for, checking Discord and mod panel while I was catching up with chat. Thank you for that. Yeah, okay, we are going to start soon. I kind of wanted to stall for time so that people who didn't want spoilers could come in and do their drive-by stamp for today. Please double check the spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm gonna pin this. Please double check the spreadsheet. The second link is going to be the updated spreadsheet of your stamps. It is accurate up to yesterday's stream. So if you are missing a stamp, that means that you will see like a blank space on that day. If you have a crown stamp means that you were there the day of. If for whatever reason you see a doggo stamp or a doggo icon, it means that you redeemed a makeup stamp for that day. Okay, so that's the little legend that we're doing. So if you are missing a stamp, please double check. You can redeem a makeup stamp today. But yeah, okay, so without further ado, if you need to go because of spoilers or whatever else you need to do for the evening, please don't let me keep you. I really, really appreciate you coming in. I don't want you to get spoiled by any games that I play, so we are going to start. So, you know, there's your warning. I gave you guys like 20 minutes to come in and redeem your thingos, so hopefully that was enough time for everyone if you didn't want to stick around and watch the stream today. Okay. So let me just do volume mixer and then turn this on. Also, by the way, yesterday after stream, Ash helped me with like troubleshooting my computer and stuff. We did like a whole bunch of tests. So we ran like a Final Fantasy XIV benchmark to tax my graphics card. We also did something for like 2 hours that checked my CPU and tried to like crash it that way, like stress test my CPU. Both of those were fine. And we also tested, you know, my memory or whatever. For whatever reason, the results weren't logged, so we tried it again. The results still weren't logged, so Ash wasn't sure. But we went into the event viewer or whatever. I sent him my log, and he was able to see. It's something with like Ryzen. So we deleted a few things, and I updated some chipset drivers or whatever that means. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that everything has been resolved. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if it has. But I guess we'll see if it did. If it happens to crash in the next couple of months, then we know that that didn't fix it. But, you know, otherwise, I will move forward with the belief that nothing is wrong with my computer, and it was maybe just a weird issue with like AMD software, like crashing my system when it was trying to check it against another program, or so. I don't know how Ash explained it. So I don't know how Ash explained it. So, you know, it's if it crashes, then we have to take a look at it again. But if not, I'm not going to worry about it. I checked with Azure yesterday about the microphone as well. Sorry, I'm still just chatting. I just wanted to update everyone because I realized it was like it brought down the mood yesterday. But I also checked with Azure yesterday about my potential microphone that I wanted to purchase, and he said, no, for what you want to do, which is just recording violin at home and not playing live in a pit, what you have is fine. You really don't need to upgrade your microphone. So that's another, like hundreds of dollars that I don't need to spend. So that's good for me. I potentially don't need to, purchase a whole new computer setup. So I am slowly coming out of the panic spiral that I put myself into yesterday. I already started purchasing some Christmas gifts for my friends. And the budgeted items, the budgeted money that I had for Christmas gifts, I've started purchasing it so that those items can come in so I can wrap it and put it under the tree for my friends. Slow panic spiral, engage holiday spiral. I know, or it's Jover, you guys. I'm in full holiday swing mode. You guys know how Ever was talking about Banana Duck, okay? And we looked it up, and Banana Duck was only like $20 on Amazon. So I've already purchased Ever a Banana Duck. And it came today. It's sitting underneath the tree. I need to wrap it, but yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to go cook the pasta. Half listening now. No worries, Floppy. No worries. Fuzz says, if I do every makeup stamp before I go to Japan, I can achieve 18 by the end of the month. Yes, I know this is not how it works. You should be fine, Fuzz. Yeah, it's not how it works, but at the end of the month, and I think I'll do this for everyone. Near the last 2 or 3 days, I will allow people to redeem a makeup stamp, and they can gift it to someone else. In the spirit of helping our community and loving our community, at the end of the month, if you yourself have, attended streams, have done makeup stamps, but like you don't need any more makeup stamps, for the last 3 streams, I may have it so that if you redeem a makeup stamp and you tell me, please apply it to someone else's empty spot, I will honor that request. Because I thought it was nice last year that, some people only needed 1 stamp to get the postcard, and people in the community were like, hey, can I use my makeup stamp today for them? Stamp Goblin, I got you, says Floppy. So if you guys would like, I think I will bring that back because, it just really brings a sense of community and love for the community that we have. My friends got me a box of treats to cheer me on. Oh, cute. What do you need cheering on for, Show? Stamp Goblin is trying to build up 3 years of postcards at once. All right, sorry. Let's start this. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? I hope so. I should be even I with nothing left to... Good morning, my dear fellows. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here. Why, naturally, a true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today. Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again. Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but My dear fellows, I must interject. Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter? Surely you've overlooked some praise, have you not, to be cast in my direction? Sorry, I don't follow. Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation, arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First thing in the morning, a miracle, you must agree. Well, if I must agree, then... As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred. Oh my, Iris has been busy. It's the pharmacy exam I didn't pass last Saturday. My last try is this Saturday, so they wanted to wish me some success. Whoa, let's go, show! What do you mean your last try, though? Your most recent try? It can't be like the last time. Well, hopefully it is the last time that you ever do this ever again, and then you get into, you know, pharmacy. Is it like so that you can go to pharmacy school, or is it so that you can work as a pharmacy tech? I feel like I don't remember from last year, but I really do hope you did well, show. I know obviously it was really hard to hear that you weren't able to pass the test last year, but it's a year later. Hopefully things are different, and I know that everyone here is wishing you all the success. Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice.
I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea.
I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory. Unfortunately, I mean last in my final attempt. If you don't pass, I'm not allowed to try anymore, and I can't work as a pharmacist in Canada. Oh no, I'm sorry, show. I do hope that you pass. Oh gosh, that's so strict. But luck, hopefully. Crossing our fingers. When do you find out? I wish we could do something to cheer you on, show. When do you find out the results of your exam? Sorry to cut in. Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning. Gregson, my dear fellow, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, eh? Dear me, are you going to take that insult laying down, Professor?
What? I don't know!
Poor Professor. Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for. What paperwork? Ah, I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful. You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report. That mass murderers! Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy. He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here. Ooh, okay. Known as the professor who was tried and found guilty by closed trial 10 years ago. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector. Sorry, I had to yawn. Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can, in the shadow of a great Detective Sholmes, of course. Well then, Professor Harebrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay all this to rest at last. I wish you the best of luck, Professor.
I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Trevor.
Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness.
I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both so much.
Counsel and the defendant! The trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Results don't come out until mid-December-ish. It's because it's a practical exam, so each question is reviewed and assessed individually. You don't have to do anything. I just need to calm my nerves so my mind doesn't blank. Okay, got it. Okay. I see. We believe in you, Sho. Well, I hope to hear good news in December. Please keep us updated. We'll be cheering you on, Sho. This is it then, the final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt like this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the public hearing of Albert Harebrain, here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed? The prosecution is ready, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. As promised, Lord Van Zieks has his apprentice with him, his apprentice with memory loss. If I may, Lord Van Zieks. Yes, my lord? There appears to be someone standing at your side. Ah, yes, my apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. Oh my goodness. I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial. One of my managers, who normally treats me like garbage, treated me like an actual human being today. Sucks that they treated you like garbage most of the time. I'm glad that they treated you like a person. I feel like, why can't people just be nice to each other? Of course, Sho. Of course. I gotta keep tabs on that. Hold on. I'm just gonna make a note in my calendar. Cause wanna make sure. Woo. Okay, I got it. Right? It's wild. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, why can't people just be nice? Be nice, people, come on. And the smooth running of liquid refreshments by the look of it. The way he holds himself, the way he moves. It couldn't be anyone else. But he's still suffering from amnesia. So there's really nothing we can do at the moment. I know, but oh, this is so very hard. It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene on the day in question. Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly. Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today, are you ready and willing to proceed? Of course, my lord. I'm sure we all understand the importance of doing our civic duty. I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing.
To take a man's life with the conjuring trick, it is against the magician's code, not to mention the law.
Any fake scientist should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me.
We have to listen to what's on both sides of the fence and, then settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. I'm sorry, I'm totally gonna forget all the voices I just used for those jury people.
If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zeeks.
Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court. Yesterday, at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case. The super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion affected by an unknown person or persons. It was what? An explosion?
This is an outrage!
Got a cheesecake? Hello, Zonkinmon. Welcome in. Yum. What kind of cheesecake? Oh, are you on no audio? Okay. Can someone ask Zonkinmon what kind of cheesecake did he have? Welcome in, John. The day is over. The day is over. Check Tuesday off your list because tomorrow comes Wednesday and I already need to record from Friday's ASMR audio. Thank you, House. I appreciate you.
Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flames.
Also, John, I wanted to ask you later. I'll DM you, but like, I want to know, because your reverb for your most recent audio was like much better than how I do reverb, so I should ask you how you edit your stuff. I'll ping you later. Chocolate whipped? Oh my god, that sounds so good. Was it from Cheesecake Factory or was it like just regular cheesecake? I don't know if he can hear me or not. Someone ask him if it was from Cheesecake Factory. Pass it along.
I have here a photographic print of the scene taken in the wake of the explosion. It shows what little remains of the machine. Yes, a terrible business.
He did it to destroy the evidence, did he?
That Enoch Drebber.
The court will take this print as evidence, counsel.
Post-explosion photograph has been entered into the court record. Oh, you know what? We should look at the evidence. Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial. Edwards brand from the store. Ooh, I don't think I've ever heard of that brand before. It's been like at least an hour working on effects to get one that I thought was okay. The reverb, I was just listening to the reverb parts and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Right button. Okay, let's take a look at this. So, is there any bits or pieces that would be strange? Hi, I have made it. Ash, hello, welcome in. Good evening. How are you? Do you know what the stamps are for? Are you aware of this, you know, new stamping thing that I'm good. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. It is a great day today. So, a quick recap on the stamps. I do this thing every holiday season where in November all of my streams are kind of like part of a stamp card rally. So if you know stamp cards, basically every time you go buy something at a store, you get like some stamps, right? So every time you attend stream, you get 1 daily stamp. And if you get 18 stamps out of the 21 stamps in November, you will be able to get a holiday postcard sent in the mail free of charge. I will cover postage and like all of the shipping materials and things like that, which reminds me I should probably buy more envelopes. But I will cover, all of the shipping materials and the postcard. It's a cute little holiday postcard of me and Hermes. Um, if you don't want something sent to your address physically, at the end of November, I also have the option to send something to you digitally. So even if you don't want like a physical card, I can send you a digital one. Do you come with a postcard? JK, it's a Simpsons joke. I mean, I can, if you win 21 stamps, if you get all 21 stamps, Duo, did you hear? I'm putting in like a deco checky. I'm gonna print out, a picture of me and my VTuber, and I'm gonna decorate it, and then I'll include that in the postcard this year. Only if you get 21, though. You can't, I won't do it if you don't get 21 stamps. I'm happy that I can modernize some things in my office for better organization and productivity. Ooh, we love being organized and we love being productive. I hope that your coworkers appreciate all the hard work that you're putting into that, Kancho. A Daki Makura? No, a Deco Cheki. Deco Cheki. So, yeah, if you want, you can check the postcard or the stamp card report card, I guess, in the pinned link. It's the second link. You can see we already have 2 days of it so far. Today's the 3rd day. So, for every stream that you miss, you can do 1 makeup stamp on a stream day that you attend. So technically, if you are gaming the system, all you would need to do is attend 9 days and you would be able to get all 18 stamps. So, like it's a small thing that I offer to people. 10 million copies of Jump King? Wow, amazing. I know, right? So if you, want a free postcard, that is available to you. Yeah. Yeah, but if you wanted to game the system, you could technically only attend 9 streams in November, and you would be able to get a postcard sent to you, which is fine. I did put it so that it was like a very doable number. And at the end of the month, if you just are not able to attend streams, I also give people the option of purchasing leftover postcards for $5. But again, that is with the assumption that there will be leftover postcards. Only a 10-9. That sounds boring. It's all or nothing. Well, I do hope that you are able to make it to streams, even if it's just to say hello. Because I know some people do drive-by stamps, right? So that's fine. But I have to maintain my watch streak to maximize point collecting. Okay. Well, you can do whatever you want, Show. Do you know what your streak is? I have no idea what anyone's watch streak is on my stream. I say as I have probably missed a stream. It's no worries at all. Okay. Condemned prisoner. Redacted for confidentiality. Pseudonym, the professor. Death by hanging. Confirmed at midnight. 17th of June. Courtney Stevens. I see. That's it? There's nothing about the head, right? Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're good there. Okay. I couldn't tell you. I just know I have the max amount you can earn from the streak, which is 450. Oh, 450 channel points every time. Oh, dang, that's incredible. That's why I always lurk. Your stream with Storm destroyed any hope of a continuing streak for me. But you don't have watch streaks on. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, it was the stream where it kept disconnecting. Oh, okay. My stupid internet kept connecting and disconnecting. It was terrible. I'm so sorry. I don't have watch streaks on. How do I turn that on for you guys? Is there a way, is there an option for me to turn that on for you? I would like to have that on. So you guys could participate, I don't know, in that stuff. You don't have it on. I have never missed a stream, even on vacation. I sound like a loser. No, you don't. I really am glad, Duo, that you do take the time out of your day to figure out how to attend streams. It's honestly very touching to me. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who makes the time to like come out to my streams. It makes me very happy, honestly. The authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity. Indeed, a most unfortunate state of affairs. However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. For it was the accused himself who was operating the machine and who ultimately caused its loss of control. As Lord Van Zieks rightly says, this is a very different trial now. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledged that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters. Names, counsel, if you please. I didn't know this was a FF14 crossover? Is it? What do you mean? It is definitely not an FF14 crossover. The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Asman. The mask dude? Oh, an Ashian, you mean? No! No, now I see it! Stop! I didn't even realize! Oh, thank you for that. That was funny. No, it wasn't lame. I loved it. That's hilarious. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant. Thank you, counsels. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Van Zieks, summon your first witness, please. At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to the stand. State your name and occupation for the court. Name. Oh wait, how did I do his voice again? I forgot. Name, Enoch Drebber. Occupation. Hard to pin down, I would say. See that black monocle? Yes, I do feel as though I've seen it somewhere before. Oh, you too? I had exactly the same feeling myself. Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of the waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business. But that has no bearing on this trial, I assure you. Cleave it from your mind. I love how his arm ticks back and forth like a clock. It's very interesting. Floppy is not banned anymore. I believe they are able... Wait, Floppy, if you're not banned, please... No, Floppy is making pasta. They're half listening. Sorry, I forgot. Floppy, after they confirmed that they were able to chat again, they went to go make pasta. So I think they are half listening to stream, but yeah, they're working. Floppy mention. You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago? The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration. Thank you for the hydrate. Really appreciate that. Yes, you could say that. I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there? It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Or so our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement? Yes, I constructed it. In precise accordance with the blueprints, but that's all. Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure. An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last. What?
Good gracious, do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir?
Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
Objection!
But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection!
You've established nothing of the sort. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings is that the same outcome could have been produced by a means of stage trickery. The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility, nothing more. But...
We procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition.
Understood. I'm trying to be like as monotone as possible for him. I don't know if it's working. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. Did you see the 14 Filibuster Paris collab? They have Grand Company bracelets. No, what is this? Flibustier? What's Flibustier? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. FFXIVX Flibustier Paris. What is this? Flibustier? No, I mean, they're okay-ish. For a second, I was like, ooh, shiny. And then I was like, oh, I don't like... the colors don't look that great to me. I thought it was, like, more stuff. It's okay. But I think it's, like... For me, it looks too dark. I like jewelry that's nice and bright. But this one looks much like darker than what I would usually wear for myself. Oh my gosh, you know what? I really hold on. There's this creator that I found through Twitter, and she has like the cutest earrings. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just link it. Shop. They don't have their shop open, so you can't see the you can't see their earrings and stuff. Um Hold on. Maybe I can like link here. You can see some of their work here on their Instagram. It's really cute. I really like their earrings. Their drop earrings are so pretty. I own the like ginkgo earrings and the lily of the valley. I own both the short lily of the valley and the long lily of the valley. But I really, really like all their new designs that they're coming out with, like the forget-me-nots. That one was really cute, and like the tulips that they had. I really wanted to get that one too, but I did not purchase it for myself. But yeah, you can see some of their art and earrings. That's like the kind of jewelry that I prefer. Very like cute and light and girly, that kind of stuff. Shrell, hello, welcome in. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you. Welcome in. How are you tonight? I made it today. You did. Welcome in. Hello. A body double? That goes without saying, surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. Sorry, my back needs like... I need to crack my back. It feels so stiff. Nice jewelry, no offense, but grandma sweaters. Do you own any of those sweaters, Nona Princess? Let me see. The sweaters on that, thing? No, I don't own any of those sweaters. They're cute, though. I would definitely wear that. 100% I would wear those sweaters. But no, I don't own any of those sweaters. I don't think I've ever seen the sweaters on her shop, so I'm not sure. They look cute though. Would totally wear them. But yeah. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I really like this creator's like jewelry, and I wish I could buy more for myself, but alas, I cannot afford to spend all of my money on earrings that I never wear. If you wear those sweaters, please have some hard candy in your purse for the children. How dare you? I mean, I am 80 years old, so I guess, you know. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines? Ugh. Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Asman had no twin siblings. Did Soren stop by? Can I redeem for him? Soren's did not stop by, but we are not doing redeems for other people until the end of the month. So screw him. He's not a real friend. Clip it and ship it for me. It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been an extremely complex scientific machine. But you're also Vietnamese, so the hard candy you should give are those little guava I fucking hate those hard candies. I'm sorry, they are the freaking worst. Whatever do you mean? Soren catching strays? The Campinos? I don't know what... I know what candies you're talking about because I've always had them around the house, but I actually don't know, like... Or what I had them around the house when I was little. I don't know what candies they actually are. Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber. Indeed, it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how. Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field. Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent in science there.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves.
If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past. Campinos are strawberry swirl candies, different Asian. I honestly have no idea what the brand is. I just know it's green packaging and the smell is so strong that you smell it the moment someone opens it. It's true. It's so true.
Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was
an unfortunate accident or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science?
Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. Body double has to be the head that we found. We did find a head, so definitely gonna include that. Approximately 1 year ago, through Mr. Asman's introduction, so we're gonna press the statement. We're gonna press every statement first. So you were already acquainted with Mr. Asman himself? Not really. By chance. I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers, that's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take up my tools and construct what they ask for. So, why did Mr. Asman approach you in particular then? Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering. Not to mention excellence in fraud. Hard to gauge, but the point is, all I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given. In other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles. Yes, you might say that. Professor Harebrain certainly has a mind like no other. I wonder why some of the words are in orange. Provided me the blueprints constructed to the machine to his precise specifications, it was no trick. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along. But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think. It's a possibility that we have to explore. Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. So there's really nothing left to explore, is there? It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some kind. And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining, I hear. He must have planned all this from the outset. But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? Of course, that's it! Mr. Asman was a twin! No, dude, he just said he wasn't. Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier. Mr. Asman had no twin siblings. No. I heard you before, but the thread of hope hadn't quite left me. The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility. It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Asman, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to the fact. So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Asman then. Let's go, princess! Hello, Gov. Welcome in. How are you? Happy Tuesday evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. What were you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, no, nothing. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. Asman sounds like Assman, which is extremely unfortunate name. It crashed headfirst, you say? According to the many witness reports from those there at the time, yes. Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day? Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop. Yet another of your unique inventions was found at the scene. Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months. I saw it clearly, with my own eyes, the birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower. What a surprise. I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it? How would you have come by that information? Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know. According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body. Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant, and he had broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height. It's Asmongold. I thought it was Odious Man. Yeah, I think it is Odious Man. Like, Asmin... I forgot what his full name was. Correct, my learned friend has been doing his research, it seems. Do we know which injury was the fatal one? Sadly not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken, it's obvious that he fell from a considerable height. I suppose that's hard to deny. Okay, so let's press this last statement.
Hold it!
So you understood the science, did you? Not in the slightest. Oh, right. As I've said a number of times, I'm an engineer. My job is to manufacture according to the blueprints I'm given. I would be inviting manifold problems if I foolishly allowed my brain to digest the ideas behind them. I could be accused of stealing those ideas, for example. But how is it possible to construct a machine without really understanding the principles it relies on? Well, you're practicing law without really understanding the principles it relies on, aren't you? Are we? A very good point. Wait, what? Are we? Stand up for yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. The point is, the experiment resulted in instantaneous kinesis taking place. As such, the science must be sound. Yes, and really, experimental results are all that matters when it comes to proving a hypothesis. He's certainly very sure of himself. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or the other. But if we're unable to establish that it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Harebrain's innocence. Both Mr. Asman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivete and his unbending belief in his work, and I won't let them get away with it. And seeing as the professor is an old friend of Lord Van Zeek's, What on earth must he be feeling towards Drebber? Did you hear a VTuber's house got broken into during a stream? One of her fans put a tracker in one of her gifts. Yes, I did hear that. That is so scary and like so freaky. Like, it makes me cautious to receive mail, but I'm sure like me and Ever will just be more careful from now on opening packages at the mail, at the post office instead of like, you know, bringing it home first. It was Kamini never sending VTuber gifts again. I mean, I think it's okay. It just sucks that there are like bad actors out there, you know. I definitely should let Ever know too. I mean, she hasn't received any weird stuff, and I certainly have not received any weird stuff. I've always opened my gifts pretty much like right after I receive them, so I'm not worried about that, but I will take care to be more cautious about that moving forward too. But yeah, it sucks. It really, really sucks. It's terrible. Oop, hold on. Wrong button, sorry. Dip all gifts in water in case of electronics. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's fucking insane. Okay, so body double? Do we... Hold on. What do we have here? How do we establish that there was a body stolen from the wax museum, and how do we connect it to... Hold on, let's just save. We're saving right now. Yes, sure, save. Body double. A birdcage appear above their heads, crash headfirst into the crystal tower. Terrible accident. Body double. I feel like the body double is the point here. What if we... present the head of the Waxwork Museum? I don't think this will do anything, but sure. Hololive has a team scouring their gifts. Doki gets her gifts sent out of country. No, it's wrong! The defense would have to object to the last statement, my lord. No, I would have to overrule your objection, counsel. No! No! We're reloading. We're reloading. We're reloading. Load. It was wrong. I believe the VTuber right now is safe. They are staying somewhere else outside of the house. The person who stalked her is, like, currently awaiting charges, I believe. Save scum! Hell yeah, brother! I like the judge just playing along with you there. No! Okay. Whole show was a fraud. We require a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? Precise specifications. I met the young professor through Mr. Asman's... Okay, is there... anything that we can do? Odie Asman. Odie Asman. Time of death. 21st of October, 220. Hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Broken vertebra, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from a considerable height. Screwdriver, photograph of the balloon, photograph of Drebber, Bird cage. Camera. What is this for? Oh, look, the cover came open. Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see? Is something wrong? There is no plate. It's been removed. Oh, what a pity. But I suppose, if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. So we'd never have found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway. Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course. Poor Susato-san, she looks devastated. Okay. Okay, let's think about this. I'm kind of dumb, so let's think about this. What's the front? What a wonderful machine! You really love contraptions like this, don't you? Oh yes, anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible. Almost irresistible, surely? Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart. That's worrying. Yes, Father tells the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up having a watch. Or Professor Mikotoba. Who got grape juice on the camera? Oh. Oh yeah, there is some blood here. What the fuck? Okay, good eyeballs. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? On the bellows, just here. There seem to be some very dark red stains. Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually. Oh my. I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So just that. Is there anything else? Nothing else. So we just have dark staining. Is there anything here that we can examine? This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is wide. Yes, I've never seen anything like it. If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Sholmes has such thick skin. There's really no need for such a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, as well you know. Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely. Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of that great structure. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Okay. Royal Society Trophy. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery. It seems rather ironic, doesn't it? But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a very talented scientist. Okay, that's it. Did we examine this head? Oh. This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you. What a terrible way to treat someone. Even a convicted criminal. I know, it's starting to make me livid, actually. Mr. Naruhodo, please. I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless. Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants so much anger. Oh, right, sorry. Okay, so there's that. Anything else? Flagging coming up. Nothing. Okay, so there's nothing there. Professor, death by hanging. Photographic print. Am I missing something? If this waxwork head is not part of the evidence, then what could be? How do we establish? Met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. Provided me with the blueprints And I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. He's certainly very sure of himself.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or the other. Unable to establish that it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Harebrain's innocence. Both Mr. Asman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage, and they won't get away with it. Seeing the professor as an old friend of Van Zeek's. Okay, what am I missing here? We have the armband, the newspaper, which talks about the Great Exhibition, and then on the back side, it has stuff about... What was it? How do I... Okay, hold on. Reaper attacks. The Reaper attacked. Thought we read this already. It's the kingpins of the criminal underworld generally managing to escape conviction in the Reaper trials. This isn't the first time their henchmen have tried to attack Lord Van Zeek's as a result, by the sound of it. It makes you think, if that's how the justice system works in London, then there must be dark forces at work. Is that it? So that's this. Then we have the diagram showing the balloons. And then that's it. That's really it. The torn canvas piece. Crossbow. The autopsy report. Screwdriver. Is this the screwdriver that he got, like, struck with? Photograph of the balloon. Photograph of Drebber. What am I missing? What would connect the body that was the wax body that was stolen? What would connect that to the body double comment that he made? Like, I tried to present the head, but it didn't work. I must be missing some connection, right? I talked about the bird cage. But, like, I mean, I guess we could examine it again. Ah! Look here, Miss Susato.
Oh yes, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose it fell because it fell from such a height.
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters, leaving the man inside tragically dead. Updated. It crashed down with the victim inside into the crystal tower, causing damage to its base. Used for the demonstration. Crashed down with the victim inside into the crystal tower. Is that it? We already found the blood. There was nothing else about this glass piece, so there was nothing to examine on the trophy. Waxwork head. I only saw one thing that I could read about it, but it didn't even do anything. Killer's autopsy report. Weird that, by the way, the name of this is Courtney Stevens, and then the person who did the autopsy report for OD is Courtney Scythe. So I don't know if that's like, I don't know if those two things are related either. I wouldn't think so, but just like something to perhaps keep in mind. Okay, am I going nuts? Hold on. Met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. Provided me with the blueprints, and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. And specific instructions. And we don't know what those specific instructions are, so it's not like we can present evidence to the contrary. The whole show was a fraud. It would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? Can I press this statement again? So, that's it. Mr. Asman has a twin.
Objection.
No. Perhaps learned friend wasn't listening. He had no twin siblings. Heard you before. The thread of hope hadn't quite left me. Could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility. Beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Asman, did move from the stage to the crystal tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to the fact. Can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Asman then. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. Someone who looked identical to the victim? Do we know what Mr. O.D. Asman looked like? Because we know what Drebber looks like, obviously, right? But like, what am I missing? How do I connect the wax body double to O.D. Asman? What am I missing? Anybody? No, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Anybody wanna pitch in here? I'm so lost. Photograph of the victim. Okay, so that's what the victim looked like. I mean, do they look similar? I don't think they look similar. Can we, like, can we, like, unlock this to see what the head looks like underneath? No? Is there, like, any lock or key that we can... Can I see what this head looks like underneath? Because maybe... Because Drebber doesn't really look like the victim. If this is what the victim looks like, could it be that Drebber was the one who was body doubling? I think unlocking the helmet is a little too intimate and scandalous by Victorian standards. Are you actually asking for help or thinking out loud? I'm whining a little bit. Don't tell me yet. I'm still thinking. I'm just being a whiny baby about it. I'm not sure yet what's going on. So... Okay, so... We can't connect the... is there... There's no way. There's no way that There's no way that these two people look similar, right? Hold on. Let's go back. If the whole show was a fraud, required a twin. Provided the blueprints, constructed the machine to specifications. Something about the machine. The machine. The machine? What do we have about the machine? We have a picture of the machine. We have someone that's supposed to be Odie Asman in there. Perhaps. What do we have? We have a picture of the exploded machine. Gamba Princess, thank you, show. My brain, the hamster wheel is turning, I'm sure. The hamsters be working hard tonight. A crash down with the victim inside, causing the crystal tower into the crystal tower, causing damage to its base. And it got damage right here. Okay, is there any other damage? No. Okay. Anything else about the machine? Nothing. Okay, so blueprints. The whole show was a fraud. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? So there's no way that the victim... So this is the victim. There's no way that Trevor looks anything like the victim because there's no beard. And he doesn't wear like glasses, he wears a monocle. The bird cage appear above the tower, above their heads, crash headfirst into the crystal tower. Bird cage. I mean... Is there anything else? Her birdcage appear, crash headfirst into the crystal tower. This is the glass from the crystal tower. With the head inside of it? Terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. We can't prove that. We can't disprove that either. Because one, there's no more, the machine just doesn't exist anymore. So we can't do this. Was it this? Okay, so I pressed the twin statement. Let's do this one again. The birdcage, because we do have the birdcage. Let me just, we do have the birdcage in evidence. It crashed headfirst, you say? According to the many witness reports from those there at the time, yes. Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day? Unlikely, I rarely leave my workshop. Another of your unique inventions was found at the scene. Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months. Saw it clearly with my own eyes, the bird cage plummeting headfirst into the tower. What a surprise. I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it? How would you have come by that information? Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know. According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body. Excuse me. Stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant. And he had broken vertebra. Yam! Hello! Welcome in. How are you? Welcome, welcome. This is my favorite game, Princess. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Yam. I am puzzled right now because I am stuck and I'm trying to figure out like what evidence I'm supposed to present. Have you played this one? Is this one your like favorite or is just like the series your favorite? Welcome in, Yam. Guys, if you haven't, please check out Yam. She is a lovely creator here on Twitch and also on YouTube. She does like a whole bunch of video essays regarding VTubers and just content creation in general. I feel like some of her videos have shifted focus a little bit to not focus so much on VTubers, but more on like the content creation space and using VTubing as like a medium of self-expression. So yeah. And then she plays games on Twitch, of course. Did you hear that Ryunosuke's English VA is streaming it on Twitch? Oh, really? No, I didn't know that. Thank you for the shout out. Of course, thank you for the hydrate zone, Kinman. Thank you, thank you. He had a broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height. Sorry, guys, we've been stuck on this. I apologize. I will figure it out. I promise. I will figure it out. Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems. Do we know which injury was the fatal one? Sadly, not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in the bird cage with his neck broken, it's obvious that he fell from a considerable height. I suppose it's hard to deny. Is it the bird cage? We all know AA takes brain cells. It's true. Certainly very sure of himself. What do you think? The machine has been completely destroyed, so we can't use that. It's gonna be argued to impossible. So okay, so Ryunosuke says the same thing. It's impossible to argue whether or not the science was correct, so we can't go that route. If we're unable to establish that it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Harebrain's innocence. Both Mr. Asman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivety and unbending belief in his work. Won't let them get away with it. Seeing as the professor is an old friend of Lord Van Zeek's, what on earth must he be feeling towards Drebber? Okay, so we have two things. We have the body double or the bird cage. No one looks like the victim. Is it the bird cage? All spectators saw the birdcage above their heads and then crash headfirst into the tower. Birdcage. Is there anything else related to... We do have... What was it? This... Not this picture. Was it this picture? This one doesn't have the birdcage in it. This one just has a picture of potentially an arrow being aimed at the balloon. He broke his neck. Oh. Wait. Hold on. Okay, if he was strapped in and it crashed head first. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. Is this right? Damage to its base. Head first. I feel like that's it, right? Was there... That doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Okay, I'm just gonna present this. I think it's... I don't know if this is right. I'm just gonna guess. It's the only other evidence that we have. We're guessing here. All right. Oh, okay, it worked. Okay, something happened. So it was the bird cage. It was a work holiday. Oh, Zamora, congratulations! Work holiday, we love it. Did you get to like relax today and stay in? Princess, you have to invest in eating walnuts so your brain is all pumped for the Dangan 3 puzzles. Are walnuts good for your brain? Go for it. She got it. Woo! Okay, wait. Okay, it was the birdcage. Why was it the birdcage? We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the crystal tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot. Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely. I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is the location of that damage. Third stamp! Welcome in for your third stamp! My dog let me trim his nails! Woo! We love it! We love those small victories! What a good dog! Good doggy. That's double time, so it's okay. Ooh! Well, I'm glad you were able to get double time today, Zawara. Congratulations. Walnuts being good for your brain is a bit of a placebo, but I'll repeat it anyways. You guys know what nuts I really like? Cashews. Cashews are like my favorite. Not a huge like almond or peanut fan. Walnuts are okay, like take it or leave it. I prefer them in like the honey walnut shrimp like combo that like you can get at Chinese restaurants. But like cashews, ooh, and pistachios, I can snack on cashews and pistachios all day. It's addicting. It's bad because I know how much like calories is in like a handful of those like I cannot say that word anymore. In a handful of those food items. Um so I'm not gonna like eat a whole bunch, you know, but like I want to. Um Third stamp, three stamp, tri-stamp, Trigun Stampede. You don't like walnuts? No, stop, stop. Oh, that's taste odd to me. I think they taste okay, but like if they keep the skin on them, it's too bitter. Okay, wait, we figured it out, but I don't know how we figured it out. All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top. Okay, but like how could that be if it fell head first? I don't understand. What are you saying?
That's the opposite of where they should be.
That's right, my lord. The birdcage was at the scene is damaged at its base. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the crystal tower. Yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept, yes, that there were two bird cages in play. Oh, which were at some point switched. During what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery. We did it. I'm a genius. I figured it out all by myself. I totally knew before the game told you what was going on. I knew it because I presented the right evidence. That's why I presented that bird cage in the first place. It's definitely what you had in mind for him to say, right? Exactly. I knew that there were two bird cages in play. That's totally why I presented that evidence. Good gracious. Explain yourself, witness. Is this clueless, Riz? No, it's not. I'm a genius. Well, if we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower. But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first. The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion at an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level, which is approximately 18 meters. It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the crystal tower in the ensuing deflagration. Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
Objection.
But the victim's neck was broken.
Objection.
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed. Oh. a riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebra, actually.
What is this music?
The bop. He wasn't quiet for long.
I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zeeks. This witness is clearly a swindler and one who deceived a personal friend of his.
If you're going to establish this deception, do it right.
Sorry?
I feel like that's the undertone here. Yes. And there's one more point. The defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
Comic relief music!
It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth.
Why is truth in in quotations? Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically after all. Ugh, I nearly had him there. The kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was... Okay, wait. We can press this statement, right? Press this. Whenever you're voicing Susato, I feel like that would be your elementary teacher voice talking to the kids.
Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn our ABCs. Ready? Sing it with me.
It's my customer service voice, honestly. I like soften my voice a little bit and like pitch it up. It's my like, I'm talking to customers and I really would like people to stop bothering me all day, but I have to sound sweet and nice, so I put on this voice. Cause otherwise I sound like such a bitch sometimes. It's so cute, is it? Otherwise, I feel like I can kind of come across kind of like blunt when I talk to people in my normal voice, where I'm like, yes, do this and do that. Okay, now navigate here. Okay, now, click this tab here. And people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it's like, it's very not soft at all. It's very like, okay, do this and that, and then do this next. It's very like ABC. Whereas people, I guess, want to be a little bit more coddled when they're spoken to. I hate my customer service voice. It's too nice, too fake. I once muttered fake ass bitch about myself after making up the phone. Show! Oh my gosh. My customer voice sounds like Barbie. Oh yeah, you have to show me your customer service voice later. Please treat me like a 5-year-old. I'm pretty sure, Yoshi, there's some audios where I put on this like really fake affectation to my voice. I can attest, actually, there are several ASMR videos where I use that voice. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones. Oh, you know what? I do know. It's the series with the princess and the assassin. It's like my one full series on YouTube. So if you want to listen to more, if you want to listen to more of that voice, you're welcome to listen to that audio series. Now you gotta subscribe to her ASMR channel and go through all the previous episodes. just the assassin and princess series. For sure, I know I use that voice, but yeah. Well, before the demonstration... Oh, hold on. I can't be emotional. I have to be emotionless for this character. Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience. Yes, there are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Asman on the experimentation stage, that's true. and the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following a fall. Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere. The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact on the tower was 30 feet up. The difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell. And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo, the victim himself must have been beamed from the stage onto the sky above the crystal tower. A trenchant scientific analysis.
Dear me, every time I hear it explained, it sounds increasingly plausible.
Oh yes, it's all very well thought out. Certainly, all the spectators on the day saw it. The birdcage plummeting 30 feet through the air, I mean. Irritatingly, yes. My customer service voice sounds so different too. My normal voice is basically deepish and somewhat monotone. My customer service voice sounds like I'm in a musical play or something. I don't know. That's so funny. Okay, so there's nowhere else 30 feet high. Okay, so let's debunk that. There was, because the stage was also slightly above the ground. And if it fell through the stage, right? We could say, like, because there's this picture, photographic print of the experimentation stage after it was completely leveled by a time bomb. Metal floor of the stage has been blown open by the explosion. Is there anything else about this? I think that's it, right? Can we, let me save this. Save. Yes, we're gonna save. And then let's go to, if I present the picture here, showing like, hey, there's a hole in the stage.
Objection.
No. Okay, that's not it. Okay, hold on. It's fine. What if we instead, we present this picture, the experiment sketch.
Objection.
Okay, it was the experiment sketch. Okay, it was the first one that I looked at. Okay. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings. There we go. Okay. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in mid-air before falling down into the crystal tower. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet. No!
Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Of course.
You will indicate the place to which you are referring on the same diagram. The alternative location from which the birdcage could possibly have fallen the requisite 30 feet.
It should be here, right? Do we do the bottom or do we do the top? We do the top, right?
Take that.
The place I'm referring to is here.
But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with.
Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself.
Go on, counsel.
It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's at about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. I see, okay. So that's why the bottom was damaged. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath, This birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Once again, my lord, this all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two.
Objection!
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design. I do, I have a picture. Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself, it's true. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion. Ordered a pumpkin cream donut from Paris Baguette. We'll see if it tastes good though. Ooh, I hope it's mostly cream. Because then it would be good for me specifically. Hi Ever, welcome in. By the way, your banana duck is sitting underneath my Christmas tree. Is the Korean style ones? It arrived already? It did. So now banana duck taunts you. The knowledge of its presence taunts you. Evan Programmer, hello, welcome in. How are you? You better tuck it in at night. No, it's staying underneath the tree until Christmas. Banana duck with a little blanket and a hat. I mean, I could make it a little blanket and a hat. That's so funny.
Good lord, the metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone!
Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Ace Attorney is one of those series that makes me want to learn Japanese so that I can understand the original dialogue. I feel like, wouldn't it be kind of complicated, like, the original dialogue in Japanese? It feels like it would be very technical. Not to say the localization team doesn't do a good job. I just came to get my stamp. I'm gonna go play Cult of the Lamb and try not to throw up thinking about the election. Bye. Yeah, good luck with Cult of the Lamb. It's why I'm like, I have literally avoided all news things today. I think I will probably avoid it for the next couple of days. I've only been in very select like subreddits and very select communities so that I don't yeah, I'm gonna avoid all news until it's like set. I'm sure I'll get the news delivered to me via supernatural meme. You'll know when the important news is announced. My stress. It's true. It's very true. Mr. Drebber. Stims is what Inside Outski says. Hello, welcome in, Inside Outski. Hello, hello. It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference, because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Asmon's life and lay the blame firmly at the professor's door. Something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Objection!
Family medical emergency was much better than it could have been. Oh, I'm so sorry, Beetle Ian. Glad that it was not too bad. Hoping that your family member recovers quickly. But welcome in, Beetle Ian. Something that made me happy is getting further in my video course. I don't know, it said that in the instructions for the daily stamp. Yes, we want to hear what made you happy today. And if you want to know what the stamp rally is about, I have pinned at the top of the comment section. You can look at the first link for more information about the stamp card rally. And if you would like to check your stamp card progress report, or I guess stamp card report card, your stamp report card, stamp progress report card. How many ways can I say this? If you would like to take a look at your current standings for the previous streams, you can take a look at the second link. That will take you to the spreadsheet where you can see your progress. I do love the animation in this game. It's so good. It's so, so good. I beat this game yesterday. Oh yes, Duo recently. Who else came in here and saying they had just started Cult of the Lamb? Who was it? I forgot. I know Duo. Was it? It wasn't you, Duo, because you just finished. Someone else said they just started. I had a zombie cultist that kept eating cultists under 30. I renamed him Leo DeCap. So funny. The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly, but surely. What? Your argument fails to hold water. On 2 counts. 2? Before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of staff from the exhibition has attested to that. One of my raiders? Was it Nando? Did Nando start it, or... Because Nando raided yesterday. I think it was Nando then. He must have started it recently. Maybe it was Nando. Because we got raided by Nando, and then I think someone else new that played Elden Ring. I think that was it. Now I understand. Yeah, you can get a stamp card, or you can get a postcard. I want Nando's chicken now!
And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
How often is the sheet updated? After every stream. So, after tonight, it will also be updated. So if you're missing one, you can redeem a makeup stamp this stream, and you should be able to get 2 stamps for today. I'm back to spread my reign of terror. Get booped. Hello, Pyrox. Welcome in. Try to at least pop in and say hi now every stream. Of course, that's what the stamps are for. I want to see your beautiful names in chat. You know, just pop in. You can do like a drive-by stamp situation. I know some people do that as well. But yeah. In other words, Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages. Unknown error? What do you mean unknown error? But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to. The nonsense with the crossbow. That doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team's report is unequivocal on that point. Ah! Trying to redeem again, but it's giving me an error. Oh, no, FN Programmer, it's not the same. You can't redeem a daily stamp. There is another redeem called makeup stamp. Can someone please type in chat to let FN Programmer know that it's a separate redeem, not daily stamp? It's called makeup stamp. Oh, okay, yeah. Yes. Okay, there you go. Because you're only allowed to redeem 1 daily stamp, and you're only allowed to redeem 1 makeup stamp. Just to make it fair, so not people aren't redeeming like multiple stamps, so that I don't sort through like duplicates. You know what I mean? And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so. The motive? Do I have to think of everything myself? Eating Ferrero Rocher at the moment makes me have... I love Ferrero Rocher. I don't know why, but Ferrero Rocher just seems like such a fancy schmancy little chocolate with like hazelnut, like, you know, it's so yummy. I'm happy for you, Pyrox. I wish I had some for myself. Or so someone doesn't redeem like 90 times one stream. Exactly. Van Zeke's design goes even harder than Edgeworth. I have a type. Girl, I freaking love Van Zeke's. I freaking love Van Zeke so much. Anyways, I have here a contract provided by the witness.
What contract is this, Lord Van Zeeks?
The contract into which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Asmund. It reads, Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income.
30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one very important provision bolted onto that clause.
What provision?
Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void. So you see, I had nothing to gain from Mr. Asmon's death. The diametric opposite, in fact. Ugh. Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime. Ryunosuke is the love of my life, says Floppy. Next sub goal, bye Princess Ferrero Rocher. I'm gonna chill for a few minutes till I feel like going to bed. No worries, you're welcome to hang out. Thank you so much, FN Programmer. One of the big boxes with multiple flavors? They have multiple flavors? I've only seen the gold foiled like Ferrero Rocher. It's so fun to say that word too. Ferrero Rocher chocolates at Costco. Like I've only ever seen those boxes at anyone's house. I didn't realize there were other flavors. I think they have dark chocolate too. That sounds yummy. I love dark chocolate. You know, I eat Ferrero Rocher like a psycho person, by the way. I'll bite. So I'll unwrap the chocolate, right? And I'll like bite into it. And then basically what I like to do, I'll like bite a tiny corner just to like see that there's like the soft, what is it called? Like truffle on the inside, or like the soft cream. And then I'm like happy to know that obviously my chocolate isn't hollow. And then, thank you for the hydrate. And then afterwards, I pop the Ferrero Rocher into my mouth, and then I'll just let the chocolate melt. And then what's left is like the nuts coating the outside, and then the like soft inside, and then that's when I'll like bite into it. But like I basically suck on it until all the chocolate on the outside is gone first. I'm sorry. It's like a psycho way to eat it, but like it's like, oh no, I started eating it like that as a child, and I don't think I ever like grew out of that. There's this box that has the white, dark brown, and gold foil. The white one is coconut. Interesting. When you let it melt, you lose the texture. This reminds me of Charlie in Chocolate Factory savoring his chocolate bar. Ooh, that sounds yummy. I love white chocolate. I know it's technically not even chocolate, it's just like cocoa butter, but I love white chocolate. Princess, I have you beat about psycho eating. I used to eat the foil with the chocolate! Yeah, why? What? Okay, you know, I think one time I bit into aluminum, or I bit into some aluminum wrapping, and it like really made the back of my teeth tingle. And like, I have never ever bit again into any foil wrapping. I'm so scared my teeth are gonna tingle again like that. I love dark chocolate way more than my family. I have gone up to 86% chocolate with no problems. What do you mean white chocolate isn't real? Technically, white chocolate isn't real chocolate. Like, white chocolate doesn't have any of the like actual cacao in it, right? White chocolate is just the like cacao butter. It's not actually chocolate. But I do like white chocolate. I was little, I don't know. I liked the metal taste. Oh my god, yeah, I'm kidding. That's so funny. That's actually psycho. That is psycho for sure. In short, the possibility of Mr. Drebber having done as you suggested is nil. Ugh. Ugh.
It seems the defense's assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Van Zeeks, you will submit the contract as evidence, please.
Dealing the terms in which they would profit from the kinesis experiment. It's true. Hold on. Can I look at the court record? 1 second. Terms of investment. The investor, Mr. Odie Asman, hereby enters into contract with the provider, Mr. Enoch Drever, to fund labor and materials for the construction of a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. Mr. Drever is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income. Mr. Drever may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. Okay, that's it. Okay. If Drever had no opportunity to switch the birdcage under the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. And in any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been. There is one aspect of your argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 bird cages. The prosecution is unable to deny that. Ah. So I'm sure you're on the right lines, Mr. Naruhodo. And I've no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths, too.
Well, it would seem that the defense has no rejoinder to offer.
Pretty sure white chocolate still counts. Like, you're right, it's just cocoa butter, but it's still considered chocolate if it has a certain percentage of cocoa butter. Oh, really? I thought, like, it technically wasn't chocolate because it didn't have any, like, cacao in it. But, you know, that was something that I, like, either heard or read, like, a really long time ago. So, and I don't remember the exact reasoning. The other day, I made a fascinating discovery. What discovery did you make? Well, I must say I'm a little surprised. I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead my reputation is defiled. But the prosecution's counter has set the record straight, I think. It's impossible that I'm the culprit.
Objection!
When I feel like biting into metal, it's my body telling me I may have an iron deficiency. Oh! The metal biting urges left me after eating cereals. Oh, interesting. Aren't there also, like, vitamin supplements that you can take? At the beginning of this trial, we believed that there was only 1 birdcage. Yet now we know there must have been 2. Which has iron in them? Yeah. I know that some cereals have more, like, of your daily nutrients than others. God, I, like, never eat cereal anymore. I think it's just, one, I don't like keeping milk in the fridge, because the one thing with milk is it, like, doesn't keep for long. And cereal is really sugary anyways, so yeah. In other words, there was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. I think it's abundantly clear that the same applies to the culprit. Get to the point. The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drever. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired. So, if circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved.
Someone else? Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, my lord. Mr. Drever had an accomplice.
Objection!
It's like my body knows what I need, and I should probably listen to it more. It's true. Your body does have ways of telling you. I think that's why, like, there are people who will chew on some really weird things like rocks and chalk, and I think it's called, like, a pica something? I'm not sure. But it's like some kind of, like, deficiency of, like, nutrients, and your body is associating those nutrients with, like, stuff that you know may have those things, and then it craves it. Need a chunk of metal? I got a friend who has a 6-inch cube of aluminum. Interesting. An accomplice now. Well then, I presume you're prepared for what's to come? Now that you're accusing not only this witness, but someone else of the most serious of crimes. If these accusations turn out to be false, Then make no mistake. The prosecution will demand an equally serious punishment for your slander.
Well, counsel, do you intend to pursue the course and formally accuse another party of involvement in this matter?
He calls it the tungsten cube. Interesting. Wait, then why did I feel like eating paper as a kid? I don't know, fiber? Paper has a lot of fiber. Paper is mainly fiber. You need fiber? Oh, yeah. Paper has a lot of fiber in it. What do I do here? At the moment, this is little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebber had an accomplice or even if he really is the culprit here. One way or another, though, I have to make my position clear as a lawyer. So what's my stance going to be? Did Drebber have an accomplice or not? Oh no. Save. Save. Would it be that his accomplice was Odious Asmin and he just accidentally died? Could that be? What would you do with a 6x6 inch tungsten cube? I think maybe just a paperweight. The defense is ready to name Mr. Drebber's accomplice. Somehow the two bird cages must have been switched. Everything points to that. Yet according to the coroner's report, that's not a possibility. But that inconsistency itself is a clue. Counsel.
My lord? You have received a stark warning already. If you are nevertheless determined, then I must now ask you to identify this alleged accomplice by name. So your answer, please. Who do you claim to have been Mr. Drebber's accomplice?
Okay, so out of all these people, I feel like it would be Odie Asmin. Wouldn't it be him? I feel like it would be him. Let's just take a stab, and maybe it was him.
Take that!
No, the music didn't stop. The judge is looking at me like I'm crazy. Who is this person? What do you mean? Oh my god. Okay, wait. Maybe, okay. Felonious involvement? I don't know. I don't know. Sure, you simply slipped and pointed to the wrong person, didn't you? There's no other explanation. No slip-ups this time, please, counsel. Who do you claim Mr. Drebber's accomplice? Who else would it be? Maybe it was Madame Toussaint? Because wouldn't she... Oh, the balloon guy. Because how else would they have set up the balloons? Hold on, I'm just gonna load. We're gonna load real fast. Name the accomplice. And who was it that wasn't... But he said it wasn't his balloon. He did say, who was it that you named a second ago? I named Odie Asmin. Okay, so I have a cookie. Welcome in, Christian. Glad that you got a cookie today. Okay, so no shame in the same. If it wasn't Odie Asmin. Okay, and if the balloon guy said it wasn't his balloon, then maybe it was Madame Toussaint? Or... No, there's no way that she wouldn't be involved, right? The coroner who examined the body, maybe it was Madame Toussaint? That's not right. That doesn't sound right. Who else could it be? Hairbrain? There's no way that he would have been. He has no idea. He totally thinks that his experiment worked. Maybe it was, what? Do I have the evidence? Do I know? The game is assuming that I should know it at this point. That I should know who is the accomplice to this murder. Thank you for the self-care. Head to bed, have a good rest of stream. Thank you, FN programmer. Let me stretch myself. My back hurts so much. Okay. Alright, we have stretched. Okay. Madame Toussaint, maybe.
Take that!
It wasn't her. Not her either. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're just gonna stab at this until it's right, and then we'll redo the save. Okay, so if it wasn't her, it's the balloon guy?
Take that!
Not balloon guy. Okay, hold on. We're just gonna we're just gonna load. I have no idea. I have no idea who his. Okay, hold on. Ain't no fun if you don't save, scum. I know, I'm sorry. Don't look at me. I don't know. This case is really hard. Okay, so if it wasn't him, and it wasn't him or her, was it Hairbrain? There's no way, because he thinks his experiment worked. Look over the evidence again? There, I can't look over the evidence. There's no court record. There's no court record for me to look at. Witnessed the explosion. Leader of the forensic investigation team. Trickster, who seems to be both an engineer and magician, constructed the machine for Professor Hairbrain's demonstration. There's no way he was the accomplice, because we're trying to prove him innocent. So who else could it be? If it wasn't her, it wasn't him. It surely is not the child. It can't be the forensic investigator. Do we just go by one? It can't be him, right? It can't be him. I'm just going to...
Take that!
There's no way. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that wouldn't be the thing, but that's fine. We were just fishing for the right answer. I think it's Miss Susata. Okay, so it's not him. It can't be these two for sure. Okay. Is it the child? There's no way. Okay, it wasn't the child. Okay, hold on. So we're going to load this. Yes. And then, how is it not the masked man? Because he is potentially our dead friend who may not have actually been dead. It's the child! They destroy lives? Why not the investigator? I mean, it can't be Tobias Gregson. There's no way. Maybe it can't be the investigator. There's no way it's the forensic investigator. It's not the child. It's not the balloon guy. It's not Madame Toussaint. Not Toussaint. Oops. I can't. Alibi. Why not? It can't. There's no way it can be these people. What if it's her?
Take that!
The name of the person in question is... What's wrong, my Nipponese friend? Surely fear doesn't bind your tongue now. It's a little late for that. There's no way! What do you mean? Because she was the only one that could have fudged with the autopsy? Is Floppy for not sharing pasta. She's beautiful. It's so funny. It was one of your first guesses. I know, but in my head I was like, there's no way someone who works for the government could be bad. Oh, it came out of my mouth, and then I immediately realized that was a stupid thing to say, Princess. Of course people who work for the government can be bad. Exactly, she's the coroner. Exactly. Floppy, can you send me pasta and I'll put a tracker in it? I ate all the pasta. That's your first folly. I'm too naive. I believe the best in people. I don't want to see it. You live in the USA. What do you mean the government can't be bad? No way the police can be corrupt. After all, naming her in this capacity is definitely going to make waves. A lot of waves. I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me. I'm sure it will be all right, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you, Miss Susato. The enemy always appears larger than life, but you'll appear exactly the same to the enemy. All right then, here goes. You've kept us waiting long enough. Your answer, counsel, now. The person who colluded with Mr. Drebber in order to carry out this wicked crime. Susato is guilty for stealing my heart. Is Scotland Yard's coroner, Dr. Courtney Scythe. What the blazes are you talking about, Dr. Scythe? The head of the forensic investigation team and the coroner who conducted the autopsy on the victim? We know there were 2 bird cages, so who could have carried out the switch to complete the illusion? The accident happened in front of a huge crowd of spectators, and the area was immediately sealed off. Then everyone, police officers included, were banished to make way for the forensic Oh, that's right, because of the special dispensation for scientific achievements. Got it. Nailed it. When else could the switch have occurred? It can have only been in that team's presence. Interesting. It's essential that the court determines exactly what happened following the incident. The defense demands that Dr. Scythe be summoned to the witness stand at once to testify. Wait, hold up. Okay, so was that... Okay, did I point something out that I was supposed to actually clock from the very beginning? Courtney Stevens is somehow the same as Courtney Scythe? Courtney Stevens. Courtney Scythe. It's the same first name, different last name. People's last name can change. I mean, the first names can change too. That's much more rare. But is this the same? Is the professor actually not dead? Death by hanging confirmed at midnight, 17th of June, Courtney Stevens. But what if she didn't actually... Like, what if he wasn't actually dead and the professor is still alive? How do you know this? I went back in time and tried all the other suspects, and this was the only one that worked. Shut up. Shut up, Duo. I didn't do that. I guessed it on first try. First try. Okay. All right. I'd make a bad lawyer. You've got a nerve, lad! Standing up there, dragging the yard's name through the mud. I didn't mean to. I know the woman very well. There's no better dead room worker out there. How dare you call her a criminal? My learned friend's imagination appears to be wilder than the East End at night. But the recklessness of your accusation aside, there's another grave problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once. A grave problem? Oh my word! Who do you claim acted as the victim's doppelganger? What? Certainly if the birdcage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another. That cage must have also contained a body. And yet, no missing persons or accidental deaths of anyone even remotely resembling the victim have been reported. Wax body! I know what happened. It was the wax body. That's why it was missing for like a day. She may not be a genius, but she's trying her best, Your Honor. Exactly, I need time travel. In this scenario, it feels like this whole thing is staged and everyone is just humoring Yunosuke. which means there was no one dead or alive who could have fulfilled the role of a body double for Mr. Asman. Ugh, that's true. If my argument is that there were 2 bird cages, then there also must have been 1 person inside each. But I don't know if I've got an answer to this yet, have I? You do! You know! What can I do to reveal how this body double stunt was achieved? Save. Save. We're saving. We're saving! Okay. What evidence do I have? I do have the head of the Professor Waxwork that was stolen. Would that bring up the fact that it was stolen? Present evidence. Very well. The defense will address my learned friend's concerns by presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. Asman's body double.
Good gracious, evidence? I do hope this isn't filibustering, counsel. The court is expecting a name.
If you think you have relevant evidence, present it now. The body double and the birdcage were hiding inside the balloon that was floating above the stage, which means that any witnesses would only have seen them from 60 feet away. So who was it that appeared out of that explosion some 18 meters above the spectators? Taha! The body double inside the second birdcage was the body of the waxwork that was missing. Okay. You figured out this part at least? Yes, I did! Okay, it was just the middle stuff. Okay. I got it. I got it, you guys. I'm a genius. I knew it all along. Don't worry. We know that the victim, Mr. Asman, was in the birdcage that was situated inside the kinesis machine on stage. And therefore, he couldn't have been inside the second birdcage. Instead, that contained something else. What's been described as a body double, which is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower.
Yes, counsel, according to your somewhat elaborate version of events.
Good night. I hope you figure out how this guy died. Going to read on the soon-to-be mine Kindle Oasis because I was overeager and all the book loans I thought were months away came in today. Oh, congratulations, Floppy. I hope you do enjoy your new Kindle. She's a fucking gamer, but not a genius. How dare you? Princess, ever so humble. Thank you for tucking Floppy in, show. Floppy, have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite when you do happen to head to bed. Don't stay up too late. Looking up stuff. I know you're excited, but don't stay up too late. Get some sleep. It's all right, Mr. Naruhodo. You're ready for this. Just steel yourself and come out with it. Thank you, Miss Susato. I needed that. As I was saying, the body double inside the second birdcage was, as unbelievable as it may seem, that thing there. When did they bring that in? Interesting. Chippy! Aloha! Welcome in. How are you? Good evening. Open your eyes and look into mine, my Nipponese friend. I'm trying to figure out which audios Princess uses her Susato voice. I'm sure if you listen, you'd be able to pinpoint it right away. Have you been able to find which ones yet? Definitely the Princess and Assassin series. But there are, like, definitely other audios that I use my Susato voice for. Technically, I call it my princess voice. I know it's not like, not princess me princess, but princess like nobility princess. It's evident, so I guess it was there the whole time. I see. Tippy tippy chappa chappa doobie doobie daba daba. Jazz band rehearsal went well for me. Oh, fun! Exciting! I'm glad that you had a good session tonight. Now tell me, what are you playing at? Stand firm now, Ryunosuke. This is the time to show your Japanese spirit. As the court will observe, this is a waxwork model. A model, in fact, of an infamous London murderer from 10 years ago, the Professor.
Objection!
You started by indicating the leader of the forensic investigation team as an accomplice in this crime. And now you've moved on to indicting Waxworks? Yes, that's about the size of it. Got a 32-ounce Coke, and I love unhealthy amounts of soda. I'm glad you're able to have a little bit of a, guilty pleasure tonight. But why? And why this waxwork? It looks nothing like the victim. In fact, it could hardly resemble him less. What possible justification can you give? If you want to know why, ask Mr. Drever. What? Just days before Professor Harebrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drever abducted this model from Madame Tussauds.
Did you say abducted?
And 2 days after the incident at the Great Exhibition, he returned it to the museum.
Then the timing. Is this true, Mr. Drever?
At first, I couldn't see why Mr. Drever would have stolen the waxwork, and then given it back again. But now, the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside the second birdcage as a body double for Mr. Asman. Ugh.
Objection!
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal? That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist. That he did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner on a public stage in front of a vast audience? And that, to effect the deception, he used a waxwork model that in no way resembles the victim. Are we really to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you decide?
Objection!
Thank you for singing my theme song. Wait! Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible. My lord, I need to speak, if you please. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement.
Very good. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your learnings for the court to hear now.
Guilty!
No, stop! No, we need to do the, whatever it is.
Guilty!
No, stop. We're gonna convince them the opposite direction.
So, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a consensus.
The Corns of Justice? Oh my god, I didn't know Corns was in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm gonna ask him later how he got his role in this game. This jury is so rude. They're only against you because they are foolishly nationalistic and racists. It's true. It's true. I knew that was going to happen. We shall get through this, Mr. Naruhodo, as we always do. And uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure. Yes, I agree. I'm going to have to appeal to the jurors as usual and see if I can persuade them to change their minds. He's being eaten alive. Found it. Oh, you found one?
The defense will now embark on a summation examination. Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman?
We are, my lord.
Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the ground on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime of which he is charged.
Infiltrating the Royal Caravan Guard. Oh, yes, that's the Princess and Assassin series that I was talking about, John. There should be like 6 videos that have that voice like that. I like how this time we didn't have to ask for the summation. The judge just knows we're gonna do it. It's true. We went exactly to the summation, and no one did the whole back and forth. Like, what do you mean you want to do a summation? Like, there's no point, you know? Like, Van Zeeks usually does. I've known that woman for years. She'd never be an accomplice to anything. It's utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another. Oh dear, this is most troubling, but surely the waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner, is it? I've had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much.
I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture.
Accusing someone without right evidences? He's not a proper job, is he? I won't have it!
How old are you? Are you allowed to even be on the jury?
Somewhat unsurprisingly, it seems the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceedings has polarized opinion. Given that its face is obscured and its build in no way resembles that of the victim, I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity at suggesting it as Mr. Asmon's body double. Yes, the applause is deafening, and yes, I know it seems extraordinary, but that's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? I can't explain why at the moment, but I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used, why it had to be this model. Oh, interesting. Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean? Yes, and I'm convinced. It's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim.
Odie Asmon is the professor? That can't be. That can't be. Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs. Yes, agreed. I have to find a way out of this.
Thank you for the head pat.
If you are ready, counsel, you may proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, my lord. The defense's rebuttal. Okay, so we press on this. The order of things seems to have changed around here for some reason. I'm a copper, lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rules sometimes when needs must. What's wrong with that? Oh, where do I start? I've been working at the yard for 40-odd years. That's even more than I thought. We've only had a metropolitan police service in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, times have changed. The public didn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough. We had to fight crime, and we had to fight to win the public's trust as well. And when we did. Forensic science was in its infancy, too. Even more than it is now. And she spearheaded the revolution. Dr. Scythe, you mean? Save us, Chunosuke! Chunosuke! Save us! That's right. About 10 years ago now it was, when I was still a youngish Bobby on the beat. That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. And now look at her. Head of the forensic investigation team, and a woman no less. Well, you won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamt of back then, I tell you. Could you tell me without holding that gun in the air? We were all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of vim we were, full of vim. That's coming across loud and clear. Every fourth word, every fourth word. Am I supposed to be counting words? What's happening? Every fourth word? It's utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with each other.
Hold it!
But we're only just starting to understand this case. What are you reading there, sir?
The man behind those murders on Solar Pond Street was caught in 2 days flat. That's real policing for you. That's really not relevant to the case, is it? You're wrong there. Because it was Dr. Scythe in charge of examining the bodies. And it was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible. Just an iCarly reference? I see. Mr. the Judge, he has a gun? Yeah, guns in the courthouse? Come on. Oh. That's right. Oh, that woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea that she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of old tosh. I thought it was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around. Mr. the Judge? Okay, press this. Why would you assume that? Well, simply because the unsettling swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he? No, he does! Because Drebber was the one who saw something. The grave? And Courtney Scythe is potentially the Courtney that pronounced the professor dead? I'm so confused. True, as it stands, we don't know of any connection. Oh gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork. Romantic? A woman of society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know. Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to. One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman. Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutor there. This woman may be more astute than I've been giving her credit for. If that's the woman's stance, then perhaps demonstrating some connection between the waxwork and Dr. Scythe would be enough. Yes, I agree. As soon as we have even a whiff of a connection, she'll be the first to know.
I've had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much.
What sort of problems?
Let's just say we have a run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street.
Right, I see.
Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences. So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like. But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult.
Oh, okay. Pursue.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Ottermole?
Who are you calling a mass murderer?
Sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him.
I don't look anything like the man. You want to be locked up, sonny?
Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Perhaps we could move on. I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. And clearly you do. My wrist would hurt slamming it like that every 2 minutes. Very true.
Back in my day, back in the good old days, it wasn't like this.
What was it like, sir?
We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, we earned it. People respected us back then. Respected you? No one would have called a coroner into question in them days. A coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens Courtney Stevens! She was the best of the best and the apple of the force's eye.
Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens? Ah, sorry, got a bit carried away there. Stevens is Dr. Scythe's maiden name. Her maiden name. So that was before she was married.
Of course, yes, silly me. It's Scythe now, isn't it?
Stevens. Sure, I've seen that name somewhere recently.
Anyway, the point is, those were the great days of policing, not like now.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name?
Well, yes, I don't see why not.
Courtney Stevens, back when I knew her, of course. A legendary coroner even then. What was the evidence that Drebber was there the night of... That was just a story we heard, right? It was just a story that we heard, right? But we could pit these two against each other.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious! To whose statements do you refer, counsel? So, juror number 2. Oh gosh, me? What can I do for you? I presume you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It's brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Scythe, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Well, naturally, as a woman of society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible. But, oh golly, I'm afraid I fail to see what you mean. Dr. Scythe's maiden name is Stevens. And through that name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it. My goodness, evidence, you say? How utterly enthralling. Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope there is substance to your claim. Of course, my lord, I would ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Scythe to the mass murderer known as the professor. This one here.
Take that!
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago. A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have? It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork, the killer known as the professor. The professors? But the man was a capital offender, so... That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives a few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens. Oh my, Courtney Stevens!
Strike a light!
It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Tuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Asman, at all. And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events? Absolutely, I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the professor's case is at the heart of a link that we have yet to uncover between Dr. Courtney Scythe and Mr. Enoch Drebber. Hidden links, mysterious connections, secret relationships. This is all most extraordinary. We're surely obliged now to explore this further. Not guilty. Quite right, we can't let this trial come to an end now. Not while there's this cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner.
It wasn't like this in my day, but we're still here to uphold justice in the end.
It's the professor. That's what links that frightful swindler in the coroner. Had my own problems with members of the police. Okay, do we press the statement? Okay, we can't. Okay. No rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture. Choose someone without right evidence is not a proper job, Izzy. I won't have it. Okay. No, it seems a little far-fetched to think that the waxwork model of the professor was in that birdcage, but on the other hand, it explains a lot. If there really is a reason why that particular waxwork had to be used as Mr. Aspen's double, we must do everything we can to make the jurors understand it. The truth is, I'm sure that's the key to this, but it's the most puzzling part of it too. In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean whilst trying to change the juror's mind. If you can read a book whilst eating a rice cracker, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sure you can do this. Right, yes. Okay, so those two we can't change anymore. Utter nonsense would ever be conniving with one another. Members of the police do not trust them. Seen rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever seen inside the birdcage. What if we pit this? Okay, it skips over her. We can only pit two statements against each other. So there's that, and then there's this, right? With the lock. Okay, so basically the only things that we can... Utter nonsense to think that those two would ever be conniving with one another. Had my own problems with members of the police. Accusing someone without evidence. My own problems with members of the police. I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture. Utter nonsense to think that those two would ever be conniving with each other. Did we press everything? I don't think we... Let's keep pressing, I think. Did I press everything? I don't think I pressed everything. Definitely press that guy because he said... then... Oh, no, I didn't. Because then we went on to the police officer. And then it was Courtney Stevens. Okay. But you claimed the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick. That I did, but there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there? Sorry? I grant you, given that this cage appeared from amidst an explosion, there'd have been no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have had the decency to make it look like the victim. I'm not exactly sure how much criminals are governed by decency. The point is, if you're going to make a claim about that waxwork being inside the birdcage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not science. I suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society, but that perhaps means his mind could be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence. Evidence that the Professor waxwork was inside that birdcage. Can I produce that or not? What do we have? We have armband, great exhibition newspaper, experiment sketch, green cloth, crossbow, photograph. 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 Another photograph, but it's just of Trevor. Birdcage used for the demonstration. Crashed down with the victim inside into the crystal tower, causing damage to its base. Camera. Oh! Found in the folds of the clothing of the Professor Waxwork. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that means it was there. Okay, I have evidence. I have evidence. Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh? I must warn you that I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men in white coats. So given your jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of trepidation here.
So you don't trust anyone in black? Looking in the mirror must be very trying. Do you have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside the birdcage? Namely, the glass.
Take that!
Except you're wearing blue.
What's that? A piece of glass? Though it's unusually thick for glass.
Yes, it's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass, though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength, much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
The Crystal Tower? Holy smoke!
Exactly. The centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, where the very instant we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass. From whence this small piece originated, is that it? Precisely. So what do you say? Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you. Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, when the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say color shouldn't come into it. In light of what you've shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter.
In that case, juror number 4, you will amend your statement now, please.
The presence of that piece of glass leaves me in little doubt that the waxwork was indeed inside that birdcage. Oops. Would it be this? Hold on, let me save. That would mean there's evidence, right? So, if we... Okay, so... This would fulfill the little girl's thing for evidence, right? Pit.
Objection!
Yes, okay. Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious!
Oh, wait. No? Put down your corn for a moment, juror number 5. Is this right?
Oh, you mean me?
Pointed out that it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. But the accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supported evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you.
Oh, is that right?
Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument?
I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest.
Of course you don't.
If I could interject here.
Please do, sir.
Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science not to pursue the matter further.
Well, me too then.
Sorry?
If this brainy gentleman says he's right, then he must be. See, I wouldn't dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who's got stuff in between the ears.
Success! If you can call it that.
Thank you, Counsel, that will do. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time, and the trial must continue.
We did it!
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Another wonderful victory.
100 views in under 24 hours for my latest audio. Yay! Let's go, John! We love that for you! Congratulations! That's incredible.
A waxwork of the despicable professor, used as a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say, it's extremely hard to believe the assertion could possibly be true. However, it would appear that it does at least warrant further investigation.
It's the waxwork of the professor that links Mr. Drebber and Dr. Scythe. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link.
I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't!
The truth, sir. By using evidence and testimony.
Huh.
If the court is to delve deeper into the alleged involvement of the waxwork in this case, then the prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as a witness.
The owner?
Madame Tuspels. I really thought that Lord Van Zeeks would object to this whole line of inquiry.
Very well, I concur. Make arrangements for Madame Tuspels to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
Listen carefully, my learned friend. Oh, yes? You should know that you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box.
The court shall now adjourn for 45 minutes. During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand.
Madame Tuspels, yes, I shall see to it at once, my lord. Save! Okay. I think this might be a good place to pause. It is like 9 o'clock, and I do need to record stuff tonight, so I don't want to go like super long and like I can already feel like my voice is like a little bit raspy. So we're gonna call it here. No stream tomorrow, but we will be streaming on Thursday. So we will continue. I believe Thursday is another Great Ace Attorney Day. Let me just double check. It is indeed Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So we will return with this trial on Thursday. I feel like we took a really long time because I got kind of stuck. I got kind of stuck with that bird cage. So we'll see how far we get on Thursday. But thank you guys for coming. Make sure if you haven't yet tonight, please redeem your daily stamp. And if you are missing a stamp from the previous days, go ahead and also redeem the makeup stamp. And let's find someone to raid out to? Let's see, who is on right now? We got, we've got a lot of friends online right now. Better be safe than sorry. No worries. I mean, it's so cheap, right? Like, you can double check though. You don't have to just redeem it. You can check the spreadsheet. The second link will tell you if you're missing any previous days stamps. So, you know, you could check that. Let's see, who do we got? Let's raid Odessa tonight. She is playing some Minecraft. She's a little bit chaotic. She's crazy. I love her though. She's awesome. And recently finished all of V October, I believe. So, if you want to check out some incredible covers this past month, some of which include that song from Toy Story that like fucking broke my heart. She was singing it. What was the name of the song? She sang it for Prick, and like truly it like hurt my heart when I heard it. Took her 3 hours to start Minecraft though. Born to Yap, forced to Minecraft. That's so funny. What's that really sad song? I'm gonna look it up. That one was really good. So many people complimented her on it. Yeah. God, what was that song? Let me look it up real fast, because I want you guys to go check it out. Why did the music stop? It was, let's check here. When She Loved Me, that's right. Okay. Was it Toy Story 2? If you guys don't know, it's the sad song that Jessie sings about her owner, and it goes like, when somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Yeah, so that one Odessa sang, check it out. I linked it in the thing. She sings it way better than I do, of course. So please check out that cover, because honestly, it was one of my favorites. I mean, Odessa had so many good ones this past month, but that one was one of my favorites. We're gonna go raid her. She's playing some Minecraft right now, so we're gonna go over, say hello to her. She killed it. She did. It was so good. She like fucking ate. So there are the raid messages. Let's go say hello to Odessa. As always, you guys, please be happy, please be healthy, but most of all, please be kind. Let's go to my screen ending. Be kind to others, because you never know what a smile, hug, or hello can do for someone who's having a bad day. And be kind to yourselves. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Get up and stretch your legs every once in a while. Go touch some grass. Because if you don't, you might get an embolism. And then you might die. And then, you know, I would be really sad. Chat would be really sad. Your friends and family would also be really sad. So let's not have that, you know, like, don't get an embolism. Please go walk around your house at least, stretch your legs, you know, get that blood pumping. We're gonna go over to my friend Odessa's stream. She's playing some Minecraft. Oh, sorry, okay, well, you guys can't hear. I turned on her stream so that I could see a little bit before we raided in. It's a little bit chaotic, I think, right now. So I hope you guys are ready for some chaos. I'm a water type. Alright, you guys, on Thursday, we are coming back to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. No stream tomorrow, so take care of yourselves. I will be updating the spreadsheet with your stamps tonight, so you should see it in like less than an hour. All right. So I love you, my puppies. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite. The raid will take you through. Go say hi to Odessa for me. Good night. Bye 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 bye.